favorite life, but I mean, what are we doing, Eytan? What are we doing?
We're supposed to do a show. Am I not supposed to wear a hood? Oh my God, he's wearing a hood. Oh my, I'm changing the channel. You sound like one of these guys used to call the radio show, right? Get Jalen Hurts out of here. He threw 3 interceptions. Unbelievable. Does this make you feel more at home? Or do you still don't like the hoodie? Are you anti?
No, you're yelling, so it feels like I'm back at home.
Now, is that
How's it,
me or
Toronto?
you freezing?
It's you.
I'm warm.
Is
I'm
it?
not freezing.
You.
No, you were not pixelated, but you
Oh,
were
yeah.
definitely warm. You just weren't pixelated. Now you are.
I'm ready to rock.
Now you're full pixel mode.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure Brad's got like 5 Class B soccer games that he's going to be watching while we do this. Eric has daytime baseball, so bye attention span there. I know that.
Pretty much it.
And I can't wait to just look at football. I don't know if I'm betting it yet on Thursday/Saturday, but I will be looking at football. Who am I kidding? I'm sure there's going to be a play on Saturday. I was really tempted to give it out. All right, so I had an idea for the show. What do you think about this? We have this beautiful graphic, right? Like Straight has put this together, and hit that thumbs up button if you're watching, of course, on the OddsShopper, the GoldBoys YouTube channel, and follow along on Twitter at OddsShopper. But my thought was we build a 3-leg parlay, but we do it in hindsight. And the only rule is that it's like one of those golf scrambles, right? Where you have to take X amount of shots from every player. You have to take 1 leg from each one of us. So once we fill the board, we look back at the end real quick and say, all right, let's all build a 3-leg parlay based on the 9 selections that we have.
So don't we just do a round robin? That's literally what you want to do.
Is what?
Just put all 9 together and round robin it by 3s.
No. That's what you want to do. But as a plus EV bettor who knows how to, build bankrolls and all, I would advise
Eytan. No, stop it.
Yeah, I'm down to do it.
I'm super down. I'm super down too. But
right,
yeah,
give me a minute.
We're gonna give him a minute here. I'm 100% with it. I'm ready to rock. I know that my guy BT is over there ready to rock. Lord BT, if you will. I love this guy. Sweating soccer here at the moment. I'm sweating baseball here. I got the Josh Naylor home run that I just kind of was screwing around and clicking buttons with this morning, but that was not anything official. Let's see, 1-0 here in Houston as we're getting going there. Just kind of taking a look across the board here. My Twins are up 2-1 right in the get-go. But Michael Bush, I need a hit from him. I need a hit from Hap. And let's see. Yeah, we're gonna be ready to rock today.
I saw another egregious strikeout in that game outside the zone. It's funny, like I know, imagine an ump's job super hard, but it's just like when they're big misses like that, it's like, come on, are we not like how far away are we from robo umpires?
Mm-hmm. It's got to be coming sooner rather than later because I'm in so much pain watching baseball every single day. And just like today, my favorite play of the entire day is Eric Fetty over 5.5 strikeouts plus 115. And I know I'm going to turn on this game. And I know that there's going to be multiple times that I'm just like, how is this a thing? And there are certain umpires that, obviously you want to be paying very close attention to because they tend to have more gracious strike zones, if you will. But like, there are just so many times where it just doesn't even make a whole lot of sense that that we need to have those kind of guys taking initiative. Like, we have the technology. Why are we not doing this ahead of time? And NFL, finally, we could be getting rid of the chain gang. We can still have the chain gang and have them hang out on the sideline, but just have them be like, I don't know, like looking cool, doing nothing. Like, we don't need them anymore.
No, we don't. Michael Lee, not very nice. Clown all these free YouTube picks. Been losing from their picks. Michael Lee, that is actually incorrect.
Am I in here?
Incorrect, Michael Lee. We track all of our picks. If you're losing, that means you're not putting the bets in correctly. We can't help you there.
I mean, you just didn't want to play Manuel
Yo, yo.
Margot under point 0.5 hits yesterday for plus 185 because you hate money. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what it is that you weren't in my Discord. You didn't take my favorite player of the day. I can tell you that much.
That's always my favorite thing is when people come on and they say things like this. All of my bets are literally tracked. I have them tracked by a third party. So maybe they're just not putting the bets in right. What generally I think happens, and I think this is actually a bigger conversation, is when a lot of people come on YouTube and they watch the shows and they pick one bet and they hammer it. They don't stick to their unit size and they just pick one
Mhm.
bet and it loses, then ultimately they're upset.
Parlay all the picks together. Yeah, they're going to lose more than likely too. That's the other favorite one. These guys
Yeah.
make big coin. I make moderate coin. I make pretty moderate, nice coin, is what I would say I do. But anyway, we got Eytan Shander back in our lives. Good to see you, my friend, in the home station now.
It is. It is. It is. We had 3:30 in the morning. We had a massive tree branch fall down on
Mm.
power wires, and I don't know where you all live. If a tree hits a branch and the power goes out, like they have to come out. The power company has to come out and cut the tree down and everything. So it's 3:30 in the morning, and I fell asleep. I'm double tilted. I fell asleep last night because I was trying to get up and stay up for Kyle Schwarber's third plate appearance, right? But I fell asleep for that. So, of course, I missed the home run and everything else that followed. And then I wake up since I passed out on the couch. I wake up, it's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm hearing chainsaws. So, like, that's just not normal, no matter where you live. Like, I don't care where you live. That's not normal to wake up 3:30 in the morning. So, of course, I see, like, the
It's
generators running, what
normal if
have
you
you.
hang out with me.
Yeah, I thought you probably, well, not in California, right?
I'm gonna be
maybe
in New
way
York all weekend with
back.
my chainsaw.
Yeah.
Right, right, but not in California. So they were doing some work. That's why I was outside, but it didn't work. Didn't work. Everything has been torched here. All right.
I would
Well,
be terrified if a chainsaw was going off at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, what the hell is going on?
Me too. That would
it
not be
was
ideal.
if and Brad, you can appreciate this, but I mean, I guess Eric, depending on if the dog's sick or just up, what have you, but just also knowing that you're tiptoeing as is, right? Like if you wake up at 3:30 in the morning in my house to go to the bathroom, your ass better be walking in either like the softest slippers or throwing down blankets, right? And walking on that on the hardwood. Because if you wake either one of my kids up, my wife is just going to throw you down the stairs. It's good. You're going to get the option, the window or the stairs, right? If you know that one. So yeah, it was horrific. It was horrific just knowing that, of course, that one of the two kids would be up. But yeah, I'm here. I'm happy. At least I'm in the hoodie. Anyway, Eric Fetty's in the house. I see that. Did you pass or fail the idea? I don't know. I think that's a pretty good idea. So at the end, we would look. You want to round robin it, you're going to be like Michael Lee, all right? Because one or two of these 9 may miss, and then the 9-leg parlay hits, and then Michael Lee's going to come back and be like, "You clowns, you clowns! Look at what you did to me." Well, nobody's telling you to round robin all 9 except Eric, I guess.
I'm
Subliminally.
down for it. Let me get my
Okay.
play. I don't know if my
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
Or
you go. I know. We got a tight time limit today. I get it.
you can parlay mine. You can parlay mine. I think all mine are parlayable, except for the future. 203 on mine. All right, so I took both teams to score in France versus Spain. France only conceded 1 goal so far in this tournament, but I just don't think the Spain team, especially with the way Fermin Lopez is playing, is going to get shut out. Like Fermin Lopez had a quiet game 1. Obviously, they didn't need him, but since then he's scored in every single game except for the game where he didn't start. Obviously, I
Right.
think we see a 1-1 classic fairy tale here, and if it gets out of hand, it's like 2 or 3-0 France. I think Spain just throws the kitchen sink and we could end like 4-1. So for me, it's France versus Spain. Both teams to score at -107.
Like it. I mean, who am I to disagree with that? Especially knowing the run that you're on, at least on this show we've seen. So, I don't know what show Mike's watching, but if you're throwing out a soccer play, I know I can speak for Eric on this one, right? We're tailing.
I've been tailing just about every single one. I sometimes weaker numbers because I can't do a whole lot about it, but I am very,
Mhm.
very happy to be taking my free plays from YouTube and winning more than I haven't been. I can guarantee you that, my friends.
And I'll
That's
say
great.
this, I wanted to give this out. So I was going to give this out as a free pick anyway, but I was going to wait till Friday. Minus 107 is pretty generous. I'm
Right.
predicting that number to be minus 120 by kickoff. So that just gives us a lot of leeway there.
Yeah, I love getting ahead of that too, right?
Mhm.
Especially basically looking at this and knowing that it's going to be significantly better right now when you look back at the CLV. And I get it. CLV doesn't build houses, but that sucker helps by all means
Oh
over
yeah.
time. Real quick, since I was delinquent or just struggling with my Wi-Fi, what's going on with Fetty? Can we get to 7Ks?
Oh yeah, we're gonna take this ladder up. So I mean, I
We're gonna
can
take
speak
it all the
briefly.
way to the top.
We're gonna take it to 8 is where we're gonna take this to 8 time. We're not the tippy top, probably not, but we're gonna take it up to 8. Tampa Bay, we've seen some insane strikeout numbers, and I was very excited to see where
Okay.
the strikeout numbers were since the trade deadline. Tampa Bay strikes out 32.1% of the time against right-handed pitchers. It is a ridiculous number. They're highest in baseball by 4%. Now they did face Houston. We saw some inflated strikeout numbers. We saw Urquidy mow a million of them down, but what I'm getting at here is that this Tampa Bay lineup is going to have 5 righties guaranteed. It's probably going to be the same iteration that we saw yesterday against Sonny Gray. And there's a sweeper that Eric Fetty throws almost exclusively to righties. And it is by far his best strikeout offering. So he's got a 23.7% strikeout rate against righties, sub 19% against lefties. That's, going to be kind of the standard pat for a lot of right-handed pitchers. But the sweeper has north of a 28% whiff percentage. Everything that I ran last night had me looking at this immediately and knowing that we were going to be betting Eric Fetty plus 115 over 5.5. Looking at some of the alternate numbers, I like taking a stab on 7. I like taking a
Right.
stab on 8. Jordan Alvarez
Got
goes yard. Let's fricking go. That is nice for daddy.
it. Cool. Yeah, I mean, look, you're getting plus, and again, check that depending on the book, depending on how it's laid out, right? Could be a better, could be a worse number if it's 6 plus, depending on. But that's at MGM, I believe you said. So, all right, just curious
Yep.
there. That's all.
You maybe
Run
tango
at
with me on that one? You want to tango?
I might. I do like that, especially since I know somebody who is against it, and I'm in auto fade mode for that.
Who's against
So
it?
Trey Turner, by the way, will be mine here. I forget what he was. I can't do the reverse math. I'm lucky to do the forward math, and I have books doing it for me. But you do have a 30% profit boost, right? This seems to be the norm on Wednesday, where FanDuel has like the hey, you didn't get it on Tuesday, so we give you 30% profit boost for a banger on Wednesday. And boosting Trey Turner, he now sits at plus 890 to hit a jack tonight. And I get it. You got Gavin Stone, the Phillies, and clearly what we saw last night happened later in that game. I understand. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Gavin Stone's going to mow down a ton. Tyler Phillips going to get rocked. Like, you're probably going to see a lot of at bats. Probably going to see a lot of definitely, if in fact they do chase Stone, or you're going to see chances here for Turner in this lineup. I took him at plus. Here's the thing. How could I pass up plus 890 for Trey Turner to hit a home run tonight? So we'll see, but that would be mine right there. And I don't expect you to throw that one in, but that would be the price, at least for, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the price of
Yeah.
the boost compared to what the regular price would be if we were to parlay it. That's all. Does that make sense?
Yes, it 100% does.
Okay. We can't throw the boost price in there for people out there trying to jam this in. And it's like, what the hell's going on? All right. So there's our first view of what we have here. Not bad. Not bad by any means. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, I get it, right? I want to see what Lee's top picks are, because it's, maybe Lee's got something better than Shander, something better than Thomas, something better than Lindquist. Maybe he's holding out, right?
Maybe he is like the betting man, and we should be tailing him. It's always
That's
easy to
all I
say
want to
people
see.
stink until you start putting your own plays up, right?
That's what I
I
mean,
wish I
right?
were helping Vegas, honestly. Like, at this point, I wish I did work for the books. It'd be way easier. It'd be way better than just like giving picks and doing whatever. Like, at this point in time,
Yep.
y'all, you got to be kidding me with this, right? Right?
I
These
no,
are these
I
are troll comments. There's
Well, it's
no way.
okay. My biggest bet of the day so far is up 2-0. So I'm happy about it. I know everyone in the Discord's happy about it. Up two
Yeah.
zero with half the game to play. Um, I went baseball again. I I think it kind of not piggybacks off you, but it's the same game as you. I went Shohei Ohtani 4+ total bases. I gave this out on NBC
Ooh.
earlier at plus 185. It's down to plus 165, I believe. But so when I was like looking at this game, I was thinking there's going to be someone who's going to have a good opportunity on this in this Dodgers lineup to hit a home run. And I didn't want to go specifically home run because the prices were pretty much the exact same. Otani's one of those guys who, if he's not hitting home runs, he's hitting balls that have crazy high exit velocity. So it gives him opportunities to just rack up doubles. He can get in trouble. He can hit a home run in 3 ways to cash it there. For me, I thought the price was actually pretty good. I still think it's pretty good at plus 165, but at plus 185, it was a no brainer for me.
I'm so here for it. I have a play from that game that, again, I'm taking.
I was going back and forth on that too.
Yeah, I've got so many plays
that game,
in LA. I'm going to add this one here too, because that looks fun. I just had my folks get this on in for me. Good talk. Glad we had it. Anyway, we're back. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Ohtani,
I think you can have a lot of fun with Ohtani tonight.
I have Schwarber. I have Harper. I was just looking at their total bases relative to their home run numbers going up against Gavin Stone tonight too. I was trying to find that. Again, I'm like searching the odds board throughout this entire program, throughout the entire day, really. It's probably in the corner of my screen for 10, 12 hours of the day, like just nonstop refreshing. If you guys aren't doing that, I don't know what you're doing, but it is just me just going on OddsShopper, throwing everything together, feel pretty darn good about, I feel good about the Ohtani one. And I also have like a unbelievably weird hit prop from that game too, but we'll get there.
Here's the thing. I want to, I want to get back to that. If you're going to go back to that game, I'll come back to that. But why don't you throw yours out? Because I agree. First off, the play's great, Brad. No issues with that by any means. But also, I think we can have a lot of fun within that game itself. So go ahead.
All right, Detroit, Seattle. This one actually is available secondary market. Well, offshore, there are some decent numbers that you can be getting right around this too. But Tariq Skubal and George Kirby going at it here. Detroit somehow did not part ways with Tariq Skubal, same way that I don't know how Garrett Crochet is on the Chicago White Sox, but here we are. I got to think you're going to start limiting some of these pitches coming down to the end of this season. And Seattle is one of the best pitchers parks that exists on planet Earth. It is just jarring to see a 6 total. We saw a 6 total at close yesterday with the wind blowing in 30 miles per hour. So to see a 6 total here is pretty concerning. But George Kirby is getting a lot of respect with this total. And I get it. He's been pinpoint accurate. He never walks anybody, low whip, and across the board feels like a pretty easy back against a Detroit lineup here that has like Dylan Dingler and Bly Madras and all these dum-dums out there every single day. But at 6, you got to play just a numbers game here. And there's 6.5 that exists at plus 110, plus 115 that I don't have access to over on ESPN. I'm limited there, so I can't get anything down over there. I do think, though, 6 minus 112 is still positive EV here, and I'm happy to be getting away from that hook here at the moment. To have 6 as the push number is pretty nice. I know that 3-3 would be getting towards your over anyway, so it's not a key number for an over, but you go through the bullpen usage, pretty moderate here. Luis Castillo pitched all right yesterday, but I just see a lot of ways where this game finds itself to 7-8 runs. And when you start just talking range of outcomes, 6 should not be the total here, despite what we've seen here. It's a Seattle lineup that is just improved across the board. Randy Arozarena, Justin Turner being added at the top of it as well. There's no way that we're seeing a 6 here. It just makes no sense.
Over 6. Yeah, that's insane right there at minus 112, especially what we just saw. Looking at Colin Berger there. Shout out to Colin. We're going to get to that coming up here in a second. Did Brad have to go, or did he just bounce?
I think he's coming back.
Okay. Minus 112 for that. Absolutely love that. Over 2.5 runs allowed for Tyler Phillips. Minus 255. Over a half first inning. Minus 130. Both could hit in the first. Also, Billy Horschel in one and done's top 10 this week. Plus 240. Working in reverse. No problem there with Billy. I mean, this is we'll talk about that coming up.
I can't talk about golf. I'm done. Did you guys look at the weather tomorrow? There's no golf getting played tomorrow. What are we doing? We're gonna break down golf. Man.
I can't wait.
Uh,
I can't wait for the short ass course with wet, nasty weather. It's going to be
I don't think
It's
they're
gonna be a
gonna play
30 minute
tomorrow.
whole
candy up.
event starting on Sunday.
I don't think they're gonna play tomorrow.
No, 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 they won't. They won't. But everything else will carry over, right? Like first round leaders, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm not even
Just be
putting a single
Friday.
penny
That's
until
all.
I know when they're gonna be playing.
So 2.5 runs allowed for Tyler Phillips, over a half first inning. Look, man, I know Colin. He's a Philly guy, and I think there's some value there by all means.
It's pretty hefty. I mean, I see 2.5 minus 145. I'm trying to find, 2.5 runs allowed for Tyler Phillips. I think he meant minus 155 because there's no way that's minus 255. I see a minus 145, 2.5 on BetMGM right now. And then first inning, minus 130. You will never hear me talk about a Nerfy from now until forever. You just won't ever hear me do it. You won't. I can't. It's not a beatable market for me. I've never found an edge. Probably never will. It's fun though. Nerfies are fun.
All right, so let's look at this here. Last play that on this stage, at least. Just want to make sure that I have this up here too. Everything is just cooked down here. So for me, second. Sorry, my kid is down. Like this is just mass infiltration. Go ahead. Skip me.
Go to Brad.
All right. All right, here I go. I don't even think I'm a peer. I'm unlocked character on the stream, but it's okay. I'm gonna give out a college football future. So I started my deep dive. First conference I'm doing is American Conference of the season, and I'm going with North Texas over 5.5 wins. If you look at their schedule to start the season, there's no way that you can rule out starting 1-5 before they actually get to Memphis. South Alabama, you have to remember, South Alabama will now be changing their defensive schemes. Stephen F. Austin, obviously at Texas Tech is a game we're going to cross out. Wyoming, Tulsa, and then the very poor Florida Atlantic. This is a Texas, a North Texas team who scored a bunch of points last season, 4-0 when averaging 40 points or more. Now they bring in the TCU transfer Chandler Morris. But what also made me like this a bit, right? They finished 5 wins last season, 7 losses, but 5 of those losses were in 1-score games. So if they have 1 or 2 more of those go their way, I think it helps. Yeah, they were a terribly bad defensive team, really bad, but they're returning 66% of their defensive production, which helps a long way. More experience generally leads to more success. They don't have to go out there and be a Georgia, go out there and be a Michigan on the defensive end. They just can't allow 39.5 points per game. Bring it down to 35, 34. They're going to be a bowl eligible team.
Love.
Yeah, that's I love that one too. Love you get in on stuff like this now. And again, like movement is not going to be win total so much as it may just be line movement on the juice, what have you. But just recognizing, I think now is a great time. And I've got one too that I'm going to throw out, but it's just a great time to kind of recognize value of where these numbers are. And they probably don't move a ton because they're not as popular as like just week 1 when that stuff piles on in here. So North Texas, again, you're going to find a sharp angle or two if you're going to bet over 5.5 wins on North Texas. That nobody's come. Well, you shouldn't be, at least. And we know Brad isn't just coming to the table being like, well, it's a low number.
I always feel
beat it.
so much. What is it about? Like when I hear somebody bring up a team, well, specifically Brad, because I trust him, but like when I hear somebody bring up North Texas over win total, I trust it so much more than Alabama win total, than Florida State win total. Like,
right.
You talk about these markets, and the only value is going to be finding something at North Texas, I would think. Like, it's just so hard to beat it otherwise. Like, I mean, NFL win totals are a completely different beast because you can market-based approach. You can odd shop, and you can generally find a lot of books offering those type of numbers. But yeah, I'm going to be tailing that one 100% for sure. And I know nothing about North Texas.
Yeah, it's
Nope.
These smaller schools, these smaller conferences, the numbers aren't getting squeezed as much, right? Like there's a lot more liquidity. And these books spend a lot of time and energy trying to make sure they beat the market on things they're going to have high handles on. They're not having high handles on any American team unless it's Memphis, maybe a little bit of a high handle on Army, Tulane, who's now popular thanks to Fritz.
Mhm.
That's about it. That's like the extent. Not even, I think USF's win total is even soft, but I couldn't get a number better than -150. So I passed on that. But
Yeah.
they're not, and then obviously they're not going to forecast what happens at South Alabama, how changing a defensive scheme because your coach leaves is going to impact you in games 1 through 3. Like those are the small things that they're not putting into factors. That's why generally these smaller school win totals are a lot more beatable than the big ones.
Love it. Let me throw a win total in here. I know we got to get going in a couple of minutes by all means. So straight, I'm going to just put you on the spot and I'll tell you what it is so you have time to input it. But I'm going to stay on that same vein and basically take Iowa State here over 7.5 wins. We put this out earlier on the Discord. I knew Eric would get excited about this. I wish, I mean, like, I serve no purpose just trying to appease Eric
Oh,
on a losing
I
bet.
didn't know you wanted to
But
turn me on stream today.
I'm
Oh,
telling you, man, this team,
hi,
I am
Daddy.
invested in this team, and it's going to be week to week to see what they can do until
You
people catch
understand
up to them.
Campbell is not, he's just a bad coach. But anyway, continue on. Go ahead.
Look, he's got a record at least. He's beating
He
spreads.
can recruit.
So
He can recruit.
yes, and that's the point, though, is that they return more talent than anybody. They return third and fourth year talent. This is a team that has played together and has a massive advantage against other squads that have either just amassed new talent or have been pilfered as a result of the transfer portal. So the consistency and the continuity should help, not just out of the gate, but I think with depth as well. Seeing that number at 8 wins for Iowa State, a team that I think can get to 9, possibly. It's going to take a little bit, 10 wins. I think I'm comfortable here going over the 7.5. All right, we'll run it back. We've got 2 more plays to go. Before that, quick message for you out there.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the GoldBoys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the GoldBoys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
All right, there we go. Oh yeah, when I went out, Nebraska wins. Okay, so that's fine. We'll keep Nebraska in there. That's fine.
No.
Look, Matt, you start to look at Matt Rule's record after a couple of years under the belt. And again, you're talking about a team that has some continuity to it. This is an undervalued Nebraska team at the very least. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Look, we're going to be here all year, are we not? So come back to this. Come back to this week in and week out. I'll gladly stand by this.
All of my high school went to Nebraska. I had a scholarship offer there for golf, and I just could not envision just having my high school go directly there. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Sioux Falls, Washington. Everybody went to Omaha or went to Lincoln for school. It was just an absolute joke. Yeah, there's nothing about Nebraska that you could talk me into to play that. You would have to truly put a gun to my head. I do like Matt Rule for what it's worth. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a decent human being, but like, come on, Nebraska, we're going to do that on this show?
Yeah, go look at Matt Rule year 2, year 3. Look at the jumps.
The fact that you went Nebraska and then Iowa State, I feel is like you trolling 19-year-old Eric to like the absolute max. And Nebraska ruined the Big 12, but that's a conversation for a different day. Them and Missouri,
I've seen a lot of love for the Nebraska team total wins. And obviously I'm not going to be shitting on anybody's picks.
You can go whatever way you want here. By all means.
No.
I'm ready to answer all the things that Eric kept saying, but it was like there was no time there was no breath, there was no pause.
I think I actually think the number's pretty sharp at 7.5. Because I have have 4 games that I have big question marks. I have 2 that I have smaller question marks. And then when you take their whole number, it rests a lot on Raiola, but Raiola comes into a good situation, good offensive line protecting him, which gives him time to throw the ball and not make as many poor decisions. Good defensive line, which will be good against some of these good teams that have good running backs behind. They'll be able to probably push around Colorado's offensive line, probably Indiana's, even Wisconsin. I don't think they'll be able to push around their line, but I think they'll be able to stop the run a little bit there. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the pivotal point of their season will be what they do at Purdue. Um, that's middle of the season, on the road, afternoon game. Yeah, I think the line's sharp, but this will be the best Nebraska team they've had in a while. So good luck.
Absolutely. And that's when Rule
Raiola's
does his
legit.
best
Like
work.
he's literally legit. So
It's hard to ignore where Rule has done his best work, and that's with talent. Like Rule isn't taking. He's not you. No, my point being is that he's not taking under talent. Like he's not the reason why a team solely.
yeah,
He's not out scheming.
yeah,
He's able to make it work, right?
I
But we
didn't
saw
know where
that
you
in
were getting
Temple.
with that. I'm glad we
But
got
that's
there.
my point, is that like
Gotcha.
he's not you playing NCAA, taking, some Sister Marys of the Poor squad and putting it on
Southwest Texas
rookie
biblical.
and blowing everybody out by 50 plus points. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
So, all right, you got it up there. You got it up there. One more
yeah.
play for you.
They have a lot of talent coming in too, which is gonna be interesting. It's funny because like if Raiola would have came in last year, I think they would have been worse off, right? Because now they got some wide
Mhm.
receivers out of the portal, which helps a lot. I think they got
Yep.
some linemen
Yeah.
out of the portal. No. Yeah, they did. They got some linemen out of the portal. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Dude, tell Marte, 29th of the year. I mean, if Otani didn't exist, this Lindor versus Marte MVP race would be absurd, but
Yeah.
Otani exists. So, oh my God. Anyway, I've got one more play too. It's Nick Ahmed over a hit minus 140. I found some really obscure ones lately. Manuel Margot yesterday, under a hit plus 185. This is minus 140 on Ahmed. And this is just a play on the number, play on an opportunity to get any kind of hit whatsoever here. And he's probably going to be batting ninth going forward. That's just going to be what it is. He's not good by any means. He hits it very, very weak, but you're talking about Tyler Phillips down there, 260 expected batting average for him so far here, and minus 140 for a Dodgers team that truly has protection above him, underneath him. As you come back around to Otani, who's going to continue leading off when they get bets back. I mean, you're just protected by the fact that you're going to get a plate attempt. He's not good. He's very, very bad. I don't know what to tell you other than this is just a number that grades out as positive EV. I'd have it closer to minus 155. So sometimes your opinion of a player, of a 34-year-old has-been shortstop, it's weird because that's still younger than me, but 34-year-old shortstop here, you kind of like, oh, I can't play him. He sucks. But for a hit at minus 140, I can definitely play him.
All right. So you got
Normal.
Ahmed up in there, Otani and Fetty and Turner. Those are the 4 plays that we have tonight. Now, where exactly see Berger's going to be probably on what? DraftKings. He's not be able to do that on FanDuel. So if you wanted, could take all of that into a same game parlay. And I'll reel it back for Turner. We'll see what the difference is between a hit versus total bases. Clearly, it's going to be a little bit less of a turn. We know that for the hit standpoint, but I'm just curious if you started to lay this all out. Oh, nice use of that live boost earlier today. Arizona looking pretty good.
Yeah, let's make a live parlay then.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going my Otani pick.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant something new.
No, with this.
Love it.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm
Otani?
saying. So
I want my
really
Fetty pick. Fetty is my
Okay.
favorite pick.
So there you go.
Yep.
So Otani 4+ bags, right? Let's build this
Fetty.
up. I imagine we can do this here on FanDuel, so that's fine. 4+ bags for Otani. You want to go Fetty here? That's such a Russo. Fetty at what, 5.5 Ks? Where'd you get that though? Best at MGM?
Fetty is
That's
BetMGM. Yes, BetMGM
that's all
best
right.
number.
All
Mhm.
right, so we're at
And it's
4
actually
to
plus
1 right now
108
with those 2.
adjusted based on how you look at it on Prize Picks, so it's playable better than plus 105. So if you're playing Pick'em, decent enough spot by adjusting it there from the 5 to the 5.5 with the little red demon, whatever the hell. I hate those things.
All right, Turner minus 280 for a hit. We'll do total bases here. That's fine. Even money. All right. So this is 9 to 1. Otani 4 bags, Turner 2 bags, Fetty 6 Ks is plus 922. Are you happy, Mr. Lee? Are you happy? That's all I gotta say. Or ask.
Over 3
Yeah.
incoming. Oh, Mr. Lee, I'm sorry.
This thing is gonna bomb heavy, and he's gonna be back there.
Right,
Is it Michael? He's gonna be back there with
I
vengeance.
told you,
tomorrow.
you hacks. You suck, you jackass.
All right, so there it is. Just to run it back for you straight. Brad's got the Otani 4+ bags. Eric's got the Eric Fetty 6+ Ks. And for the purposes here, right, of Trey Turner, we reeled it back to 2+ total bags. That's it. That's it.
Love.
Love it. All right.
Yeah.
NFL stuff's going on. Golf is over, but we've got the FedEx around the corner. This is great. We're just getting warmed up, really. We've got to have a ton of college football, NFL, a lot of things carrying through here to the start of the NBA. Does the WNBA come back anytime soon? Like, what's
They
that
come back
all
after
about?
the Olympics.
Jeez, man. Come on. I need to go back to blindly winning off that from OddsShopper. Appreciate everybody coming in. At Mr. Brad Thomas, at Shanderbets, at Eric Lindquist. That's how you can follow all of us. Hit that thumbs up button if you're watching, of course, on the GoldBoys YouTube channel, so you can continue to grow this community and follow along at OddsShopper on Twitter. Gentlemen, that's all. I got to go yell at my kid. What do you guys have? Anything?
No, I'm just thriving, man. Just thriving.
Gambling in my back house. Just
A
like
daughter,
normal man.
different than a son. That's
Actually,
why.
check me out on Kyle Krim's show. I forgot I have that here
Yeah.
at 4 p.m.
Let's go. Dude, he's good people.
right.
You'll have a blast. Go crush it.
Hopefully he's promoting this show.
Oh, we're gonna make him.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yeah. We scratch that back scratches ours.
I'm just saying, I'm anti-promote. I don't care if my mom's on a show, right? Like, she could be on with Maury Povich,
Hey,
and I'm not
all
promoting
I
that
say-
shit unless Povich is promoting us.
Oh yeah.
By
It
the
doesn't
way,
matter if I'm talking to one person or 1 million. I just want to do good work. That's
By the way,
the thing. You
I'll
clean your
tell you
side
when
of
we
the
get
street and
back.
good things happen.
On Monday, my mom was actually on Maury Povich, and I have the story for it. All right.
Stay
She
tuned
was-
on Monday. You better tune in.
That's all. That's all I'm going to say. All right. We'll see you.